hold on, I have some guests. I'll call you back as soon as I can get rid of them. I miss you too. No, I miss you more. Okay, bye. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, there's a little pep in my step because just like Tom Cruise dancing on Oprah's couch, I'm in love. Woo! But you all know that. Anyone who has been here for more than 2 years knows that. So let's not beat around the bush. Welcome out the Tier 7 Premium French Light Cruiser. Give it up for Bayard. That's right, the Bayard, a ship I have been waiting to be added to this game for nearly as long as any Maple Leafs fan has been waiting for their team to win the cup. Maybe this year, Maple... Oh, what a comedy show. So, Bayard, what curves is it hiding under these too-hot-to-handle icebergs? Well, 4 152mm turrets, but jerk, you say. French ships only get 1/6 HE pen. Not this Frenchie. This French fry has been blessed with magic HE. 1/5 pin, which means 30mm armor, can take raw damage, just like with the Ochkov HE. It also has your typical French torpedoes, but with seriously good firing angles. Unlike on BC, ours actually has some bow and stern armor to the tune of 25mm, and a main battery reload booster you are seeing me use now, which will make any battleship regret their life choices should they extinguish a single fire while not in cover. But before we go any further, let's get the commander and modules up on the big screen, and we've got a big squeeze of lemon with Mikawa and somebody? And let me be clear, this is still really early. I have been messing around with Rue as well, switching out modules in and out, trying different skills, including go all out, and everything seems to work pretty well. And that means I think we're going to have a lot of fun, different builds you can do with this ship. You could build for speed and zip around at nearly 50 knots with the speed boost active if you built for speed, or you could go for concealment and use go all out to get your detection down to 8-point-something kilometers, I think. I expect there are going to be some very interesting entries on wowsbuilds.com for this, but one thing you can't build for is heals, because if you look down in the bottom left, you will see this ship has no heals, and that is the trade you get for everything else. And that's kind of interesting, and I gotta give it to Ouija here. They definitely are not introducing this as something that is purely OP, and if it had a heal, I would definitely say it is. But this means even those overpins from battleships that they always lament about, or fires from other cruisers or anything, all of that damage sticks. So it is imperative to spend your hit points wisely. And with that in mind, I've got to warn people the skill floor on this ship is pretty high. The armor is unforgiving. It's thick enough to explode should a battleship catch your broadside or a cruiser, and I think I got hit in the Citadel by a Kagero this morning. So if you are new or not confident in your cruising abilities, this is definitely a chunk of change to spend on a 3D boat you may not enjoy. But if the idea of torturing teams while hanging on by the seat of your pants, essentially strapped to a pile of TNT, wrapped in gasoline-soaked rags, can bring you joy, well then you'll understand why I've been waiting so long. So very, very long for this ship. There are no training wheels here. I'm playing solo. I can't really just hide behind the edge of an island. I've got to risk it for the biscuit. And I already spent about a third of my hit points, and that is really part of the name of the game with Bayard. Make your exchanges count and get rid of threats quickly. That means actively switching between HE and AP, and I should mention, this is French AP, and that ain't nothing to futz with. Here I am using my reload booster again to try and save our destroyer with no such luck, but we are going to pick up our first ship sunk. And would you look at this match? 6 cruisers per team. I don't know what it is, but many of my matches this morning were very cruiser heavy, and that means excitement, because people will be moving around, and moving around is clearly something Bayard excels at as I hit my speed boost. I've also activated my hydro because I don't want to go zipping into any Atago torps that may have been dropped from before, but I'm trying to close the distance with this Charles Martel as fast as possible because that's going to make things much more difficult for them. Trying to angle to our battleship that's over here on sea and me. They're going to have to give somebody a broadside. We already saw that I got one Citadel there with the AP. And now we're going to switch back to it, and let's see if we can get one here. Probably aim just a little bit too high, but I thought they were going to turn hit the Citadel for one. If we can get one more. Where are they? There they are. And will this do it? No, the Charles Martel actually gets a nice turn in there. Does get hit pretty hard from the battleship. And now I've got to angle for the Surrey. Oh boy, this is why this ship is thrilling, because there's so much to do. You just constantly got to be thinking about things. Oh no, there goes our battleship. The Charles Martel, not quite gone yet. Angling for them. I was thinking that this AP might hit them in the superstructure, and it does actually get a little bit of damage there, but we switch back to the HE because we should be able to pin them just about anywhere with this, save for the belt. So as long as I can land one, there they go. And now we can think about capping this and trying to get that Surrey, but there's also this Boise. The Boise, which gets a heal, unlike the Bayard. So I don't really want to give myself up here, but I also... You know what? We can't just let them heal. They might be sinking friendly ships, so we're just going to go ahead and open up, and I'm trying to get my detection blocked right... Oh, that's a bit of a yoink, and there's the Surrey again. So at this point I was thinking, okay, we've got pretty good chance to get this Kraken. We're going to go get the Surrey. Well, first we're going to cap, then we're going to head to B, and then we will try and clean up some scraps over on the west side of the map. And while we do that, I want to put forth an idea. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like this. Originally, the cruisers at Tier 7 did not have heals. The first one to get a heal was the Atago, and that was part of its gimmick. That was one of the things that made it so appealing. It was like, wow, a cruiser with a heal, and then slowly but surely, they all got heals, including the Charles Martel, which was the last tech tree cruiser to get one because it performed so well, but they just decided that it must. I think probably because those Tier 7 cruisers were going up against legendary tier ships, but now these Tier 7 cruisers don't see legendary tier ships, and... well, I think you might see where I'm going with this. Maybe it's time to think about taking away those boosts that all these cruisers got to make them compete with a legendary tier. Now, I frequently give battleship mains a hard time because I think everybody should be playing every class, but here's the offer that I am putting on the table while I take down this Surrey with my main battery reload booster again. No more will to rebuild for you, but no more heals for the majority of Tier 7 cruisers. If they're going to broadside their way to victory, I personally think ships like Ojakov, Cleveland, and a few others shouldn't be able to heal back half of their health. I mean, let the healing be unique to Atago, some of those Brits. But listen, I don't make the rules, Bill does. But I am a firm believer in making everyone upset with me. Anyway, that is 4 ships sunk. There are 2 left. The battleship was last spotted not too far from here, so I'm taking a very cautious loop to the north side of B to get as wide of a field of view as possible, as I would hate to have any surprises considering I'm down to just 6,500 HP. And right there, I'm asking for some intelligence data, because those two cruisers have just been sitting behind that island for quite some time, and if they would come out and spot something, then maybe we could use that info to guarantee the win in this game. I mean, I'm doing my part, right? I am capping this, and that's going to allow us to collect points more quickly, as opposed to when we were even Steven. So I don't think it's outrageous to be asking for a little intelligence data. Unfortunately, they do. And there's the Kutuzov. So I'm switching over to AP, and I'm pretty sure soon I spot their battleship as well. And yeah, there it is right there, a nearly full health Tirpitz. So I've positioned myself close to this island to be able to get some shots on this Kutuzov, and the Tirpitz itself is going behind that landmass over there, so I don't think they'll be able to shoot me for much longer. So let's just get these shells out and cross our fingers that nobody else has an angle on this Kutuzov. Oh, that's a good one. So if these shells connect, which it looks like they're going to, this is going to be Kraken 429 in the Bayard, and that is how it's done, jerk. Like I said at the beginning, this is really early on with me playing with different builds for this. I think I've only played about maybe 10 or so matches in this ship so far. So with that in mind, what I am about to do, I would not recommend. This is just me trying to see what I can get away with. You know, how much will the Tirpitz secondaries damage me? I am looking at the health of my teammates right here, because I'm like, okay, if I die, I want them to have enough HP to guarantee that we're going to win. We saw that salvo there. I believe that one of those ships is an Azuma, so I know that the Tirpitz can't overmatch that. So yeah, I'm playing just a little reckless here, and you know, I'm also thinking, oh, could we get this 6-pack? Perhaps a 6-pack in the Bayard on opening day? Well, maybe the torpedoes will be able to work here. So we'd see that the Tirpitz just took one, probably a flooding. Well, they've definitely got a fire going. So let's just go ahead and start torching them as well. And might as well get everything going. And are their guns looking at me? I believe they are. So, yeah, there we go. But also check this out. This Tirpitz, they're going to actually sink one of my teammates right there. And right then I was like, oh no, did I just throw this whole game? But no, we got the win. So let's see the scoreboard. 3,495 XP for a very good game, and proof that you can cruise your way to the top even without heals in Tier 7. But a GG to everyone involved, and that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you prefer your ship's high risk, high reward, then give this video a like. If you think they should just give Bayard will to rebuild, give it a dislike. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and if you want to be there for whoever we have on next, think about hitting subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one, and we will talk then.